Hey, it's Don Skaggs again for Empowered Inventing, the one place where we try to help you help other people by taking your great innovation, the right opportunity, mixing that with sound wisdom to turn them into real things like products and businesses. You know, there is a really great book out there, and if you've not read it, I highly recommend it. It's an older book by an author named Stephen Covey, and it's called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And it's full of really great insights. And it's really one of those insights that he has, one of those 7 habits he talks about, is called begin with the end in mind. And it's a great concept because it really does help you focus on your goal. However, just like a lot of other good things out there, it can be taken in a bad direction. And this is sometimes what I'll see with inventors and entrepreneurs. And that's where we become so focused on the end that we lose sight on the beginning. And sure, you need to keep your goal in mind. You need to have that, see that end result, and not just get caught up in the day-to-day. But the other end of that is that it doesn't give you an excuse to ignore what you need to do or how you need to get there. Sometimes this is with pivots, and I've talked about this a lot lately in some of the videos, is pivots that you have to make. If your end that you've envisioned is set in stone, then it can keep you from making those pivots, because you can say, oh, well, this isn't what I envisioned. Well, what you envisioned might not be what it needs to be in the end. And that's why sometimes if you're setting in stone that end in mind, then, and don't keep it flexible enough, then it can hurt you, because there's a lot you don't know between the beginning and the end. So, so how do you scale? How to scale from the small to the big is another thing, because you might have this dream of, okay, once we're big, we're going to do this. We're going to have this big factory, or we're going to have this big company do this for, or, you know, and you're talking big, and you're doing. I had a plumber tell me this once. He says, don't be talking big, you'll get in trouble. And he was talking, he was kind of referring to this. I mean, it had to do with plumbing, but it was kind of funny. So don't be talking big, you'll get in trouble. So if you've got this big end and you're focused on that, and there's nothing wrong with that, you should dream big. But if that's all you're doing, then you'll forget the steps on how to get there. Or you won't focus enough, and you'll trip on those steps on how to get there. So you need to figure out how to scale. How do I get this from 100 products? And I love products that are very scalable. So if you're not careful, you'll get lost in dreamland. You'll see that end, all you'll think about is that end, all you'll focus on is that end. But if you focus on that so much that you aren't doing any of the things, then all you're doing is dreaming. If all you're doing is dreaming, you aren't going to be doing anything else. And that's very important. You have to have a plan. You have to have a schedule to implement this plan and work this plan and get to that end that you still want to. You don't want to forget about the end. I'm not saying don't look at the end. But have it there. See it there. Begin with the end in mind. Doesn't mean begin with being consumed about what the end is. So don't stay presbyopic. Have you heard that word? And I've got here a pair of readers that unfortunately I'm now getting to the age where I have to use these a little bit. I've got really good vision far away. I can see far away really well. I'm what's called farsighted, and that's what presbyopic means, is farsighted. My wife's nearsighted. She has to wear glasses all the time. And so I don't, when I have to wear these, I don't get any sympathy from her at all. She's saying I have to wear glasses all the time, and so you don't get any sympathy. So, but I do. I don't like having to carry these around. I don't like having to use these. But guess what? Stuff up close, sometimes I have to put these on. Sometimes I have to wear these and to be able to see close up. And I think when we begin with the end in mind, we take that mindset, but we start obsessing about that end to where it's set in stone and we don't see all the stuff up close, then that can hurt us. That can hurt us in ways that to keep us from ever getting the end. And all that end ends up being is just a pipe dream. So don't be presbyopic. If you are, get some glasses and be able to see those things close up. Keep your dream, keep your goal. I would never discourage that. You should always have that, but just be able to see up close enough so you can take those steps so you can get to that goal of helping other people with products and businesses. So anyway, I'm Don Skaggs. This is Empowered Inventing. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope this was helpful for you. Please share, like, and subscribe. Help us build our tribe. And I will look to see you at the next meeting, workshop, maybe one of our online classes, or on the next video.